Okay. Now, last week, I attempted to do a live at 5. I was actually early last week. Maybe that was the problem. Anyway, I tried to do a live at 5 for anyone who thinks I skipped last week. But I got disconnected like a dozen times before I gave up. And it wasn't like a dozen times in 2 hours. It was like a dozen times in like 10 minutes. So last week's live was kind of a bust. So hopefully the internet's working better right now and things will go fine. Oh, second, yes, I know I'm not wearing a shirt. I live on a tropical island, man. When you live on a tropical island, shirts are so optional. Man, if you're wearing pants, you're like overdressed. Anyway, okay, what was I going to talk about? Let's see. So the other day, I was building this seawall, these seawall blocks. What's my last video? Building some seawall blocks. And I was building the mold for these seawall blocks, and I made a stupid mistake, and it was just like a dumb mistake where it's like it just wasn't paying attention, and it wasn't that hard to fix or anything. It was pretty easy to fix. But, I made a video about fixing it where I said, God, I'm such an idiot. I feel so stupid. Ugh. And a few people were concerned. Perhaps they were concerned for my mental health because I was being too hard on myself. And they were saying, Jaimie, don't be so hard on yourself. And I don't understand this sentiment. Like, I've heard it a million times. That's the kind of thing I grew up with. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be chill and easy. But I don't get it. See, whenever I have some kind of feeling or some kind of emotion, people are always like, oh, don't feel that. But I feel like those feelings and emotions are there and have evolved over millions of years for reasons. So I always stop and think, all right, what is the reason for this? And here's the conclusion I've come to. Whenever I make a mistake, I don't want to put that feeling aside like I see many other people do when they say, oh, no, I didn't make a mistake, or it wasn't my fault, or let me just place the blame somewhere else so I don't have to feel bad or frustrated. The problem with that is then they make the mistake over and over and over because they never process the whole thing. I would much rather feel that frustration and be like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I made a mistake. I'm so dumb. Because that motivates me to fix it on every level that needs to be fixed. Because the only way to really get rid of that horrible feeling is to fix it on every level. So to repair whatever damage I've caused, to inform anyone who needs to be informed of whatever mistake I've made because they need to know. And then to look at the past and say, okay, what were the steps that led up to me making this mistake? What was I doing? How did I do that wrong? And then I can learn from it and then not do it again. And once I've covered all those things, the frustration disappears and my irritation disappears. And suddenly I feel better than I did before I even made the mistake. Because I'm like, yeah, I learned something. I'm a better person. So don't tell me I'm too hard on myself. No, I need to be hard on myself. I need to be like, I gotta fix that. Because I know that once I fix it, I'm gonna feel amazing. That's all I have to talk about right now. I didn't want to try to talk about like some 20-minute monologue like I do sometimes. I don't know if this thing was just gonna disconnect. I don't think I get disconnected at all today though. This is crazy. Maybe I should talk about some of the stuff I was talking about last week that I didn't really get to finish. I don't remember what I was talking about last week. Let's see what you guys are doing. Metal transplant. Whoa, who got a metal transplant? That's crazy. What up, Jaimie? Mr. Landfill, how's it going, man? John Slicks does nice trick pouring the concrete to the back of the tile so that it's permanently adhered. But as a seawall block, do you have anything in it to strengthen it? Oh yeah, well, totally, man. Yeah. I often use that trick. If I'm pouring a wall and I want tiles on it, if I can. Really? Come on, man. All right, let's give this one more try. Anyway, yeah, sticking the tiles to the bricks as I'm making works great. There's no reinforcement in my bricks. I figure they're small enough, they should hold themselves together. And if they do need to move or shift at all, hopefully they'll just move and shift, along the seams. I'm not going to mortar them together. So, they fit together. They can be a tiny bit flexible. So if they need to shift a little, they will. It'll be all right. And before I just got disconnected, there was another thing I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, some people were concerned that I should have a cement mixer. I've heard this one a million times, but I can't say I've ever heard anyone recommend that I get out a cement mixer, which I don't have, but if I had it, get it out, plug it in, get it all set up, and then get it all filthy, so I have to spend another 15 minutes cleaning the thing, all for one bucket of cement or concrete. Really? Really? You think I need to get a cement mixer to do one bucket of concrete? By the time, this just makes me think that someone has never done anything, because that doesn't make any sense. It's going to take longer to clean the cement mixer than it would to just do it pouring buckets back and forth. But anyway, I do like to pour the buckets back and forth anyway, because then I get some exercise. What am I going to do if I turn the cement mixer on and it's going around? I'll just stand there picking my butt while it's doing the work for me. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. About 4 seconds before I got disconnected, Mr. Landfill said, "Seems like a good connection." It did. It was going well there. Quadrant, how's it going, man? I hope England is doing well. Although I know there's some crazy stuff going on over there. John Schlick says, being hard on yourself is a trait that everyone I know that is creative has, myself included. Yeah, man, being hard on yourself is yeah. If you're not hard on yourself, you don't learn nearly as much, I think. And if you want to be a creative person, you got to always learn stuff. So, yeah, man, be hard on yourself. Because it's, and I think a lot of people think they need to not be hard on themselves because they think it's going to somehow screw up their health. Like I can't have stress. Oh, it's going to make me unwell, make me sick or whatever. Like, but stress can make you stronger or weaker depending on what it is. So, for example, you do exercise, you're putting yourself under massive stress, and then you get stronger, and then you feel better. If you're really focusing hard on something and trying to learn something, that's stressful, but you learn something and you grow, right? Now, if you're worried about dumb crap you can't do anything about, and you shouldn't be worried about it, maybe because it's someone else's business, or it's just nothing you can do about it, or like you just worry about dumb stuff, that can be very bad for your health. But to worry about things that you can do something about and let that motivate you to do something and to learn and grow and become a better person and do a good job and stuff, that's not going to ruin your health. That's going to make you a stronger, better person. So I think a lot of times people get too wrapped up in the idea that stress is going to make them sick and unhealthy and all this stuff. But it really depends on what the stress is. Let's see. Mr. Landfill, back. Yes, back. Lost you for. Yes, I am back. I'm hoping that the tiles will help with the limpets. Ah, yes, the little growing things that stick to seawalls and things. Yeah, so I'm putting the tiles on the side where people will be. And yeah, hopefully it'll keep things from growing on it, or at least make them easy to clean up. I don't know. I'll have to see how it goes. Hello, Brian, and hello, Wendy. Quadrant said, are you in the building by the sloth's grave, or is that a different building? The sloth's grave. Are you talking about that concrete cross? Because I don't know who's under that. Well, I asked someone who used to live on this island when she was a kid, and she said it was someone from a long time ago, like a human being. But if you're talking about that cross, it's just right up there on top of the hill. But I don't know about a sloth grave. Unless, are you in the building by the sloth's grave? Yeah, I don't know of any sloths being buried here. John says, I use a cement mixer when I am at 6 bags or more. For less, I use a helical 3-blade mixer. Okay. On a Milwaukee whole hog. Spin it up, works great. I see, very good, very good. You know what I really like about the bucket mixing method? And sometimes I do use a drill to mix stuff up. Like if I'm doing mortar or something looser, like something thinner, I'll use a drill to mix it up because pouring it doesn't work as well. But with concrete, the rocks and everything just crash together when you're pouring them back and forth, and it mixes it really well. And I like getting the exercise. But the thing I really like about it is that I don't need any tools for it. Like all I need to do concrete is, obviously the concrete materials. But after that, all I need is 2 buckets. That's it. I can just pour back and forth between the 2 buckets. I don't need to have any tools. So it's a really good method if you're like going out into the woods to build something and, it's inconvenient or more, kind of a pain in the butt to bring any extra tools or whatever. But, I also do just use that method when I'm at home anyway, most of the time, because get a bit of exercise. I was going to, when I did the floor in this building, this is a pretty big house. I can't remember the square footage on the first floor. I don't know. There's a big floor here, and there's a lot of concrete. And I thought while I was doing the floor here, which was like, I don't know, 100 buckets of concrete or something, that I would want to use something else. But I just started doing it with the bucket pour method, and I just kept going until I was done. And I was like, I guess I didn't need anything else. So after that, I don't really think about anything else. I just use the bucket method because it works great. Hopefully you have a good connection this week. I hope so. Wait, where am I? Oh, Cement Mixer Quadrant says, good to see you, Jaimie. Yeah, things are unstable over here at the moment. Yeah, things are unstable in a lot of places. Man, the world is crazy. Quadrant says, my body caves in with any stress these days, unfortunately. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, maybe you got to figure out how to deal with stress better by working with some good stress, like some stress that is going to be good for you, like exercise. Do some physical exercise and just get yourself used to thinking about like stress as being something that is going to make you stronger instead of weaker. Because the way you think about this stuff really affects how it affects you. That's why placebos work so well. Wizard of the North says, hello to everyone. Hopefully you have a good connection this week. Yeah, I hope so. I've only been disconnected once so far. Quadrant says, things are at a make or break point here at the moment for me, but I'm trying. That's the important thing. Yeah, man. When I was thinking about this yesterday when I went and the tide was really high and the water was really clear and they wanted to stay out swimming for a while. So I was like, all right, I'll do a swim workout and that'll take a while. So I always yell at my 4-year-old, hey, say it. And she goes, what? I said, say it. And she goes, on your mark, set, go. So then I go and do some swim and then, some swim back and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was doing butterfly for like 50 meters. And for a few seconds, I was like, maybe like 5 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds. I was just going so fast and it was so easy. I was like, what is going on? I must be getting super strong or something. Wow, this is great. And then suddenly it got a lot harder, like a lot harder. And I realized I was riding a wave for like 10 seconds while I was doing butterfly. And then I got to the part of the wave. I don't know if I caught up to a wave or one got past me, but either way, then I was suddenly going up the back of the wave and it was a lot harder. And while I was swimming this, I was thinking, dude, that is exactly what happens in life all the time. You keep trying to make progress and sometimes your progress is awesome. Jump in, and, you know, just some good stuff happen. And then other times, you put in the same amount of. Oh, yeah, that was very funny. Internet disconnect right when I'm talking about luck going against you. Great. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably gonna cut this one short today because this is getting frustrating. I need to have a talk with my. There's someone I need to talk to about this internet situation. Anyway, yeah, sometimes you're putting the same amount of effort and just not making much progress at all because you get some bad luck and a string of bad things happen. But you keep pushing and then you get back to a good time and you start making progress again. Anyway, where were we here? Wait. Where Quadrant says, "Oh, I thought the cross was for the slow-moving creature that passed away ages ago. I don't know of any sloths that died on my island, so I'm on an island with no dead sloths. I guess that's the answer." Wendy says, "Might stressing and hopefully passing on your opinions about other people's problems be a form of exercise preparing you to handle your own stress?" Oh man, you're putting my brain through the ringer here, Wendy. Might stressing and hopefully passing on your opinions about other people's problems be a form of exercise preparing you to handle your own stress? Maybe, I guess. I kind of think of it as I think about it the other way around, though. I think before you worry about anyone else's stress, you need to take care of your own problems. Like, you can't solve other people's problems unless you're doing a good job of solving your own problems, Although I've met so many people who do the opposite, who will have like terrible relationships in their life, giving out relationship advice, or like their car is always broken, but they give out advice on how to take care of your car. It's just, or like this is a good one because I've always been very into exercise and I try to stay in good shape and everything. And sometimes I'll get advice. Sorry, I'm just eating flowers off the counter. They're edible flowers. Anyway, I'll get advice from people who are in terrible physical condition. And I learned long ago, never take advice from someone who's not good at whatever thing they're giving you advice about. Anyway, Wizard of the North says, "Last week you were talking about, and it got me thinking. Everything is to increase the depth." Oh, you son of a... Oh, you little... What the... Seriously, this is pissing me off now. Anyway, I was trying to say something about, The Witcher, and I found it really... I really enjoyed watching that show because of Henry Cavill. Like, he was so into it. It was like, it's super enjoyable to watch someone who's super into what they're doing. Same thing with like the Deadpool movies and Ryan Reynolds. He's like super into it. He's like, I'm gonna do this the way the fans want. I'm gonna stick to the comics and make it good. And then of course Hugh Jackman's like, "Oh, I wanted all that too, man. Yeah." And then it's like these guys just make this movie that's fun and awesome. What was the other show I was gonna talk about? I don't know. But anyway. So these guys, it's almost heartbreaking to hear the behind the scenes, how hard they have to fight to keep these shows and movies like loyal to the source material. And I would say that I know what it's like having that fight because I was. I did this robot toy invention years ago and I was working with a toy company, and just the marketing guys constantly wanted to change it into just the dumbest things. And I was constantly fighting with them. And I'm like, look, all these people here are interested in this because of this. And now you're trying to change this thing that all these people like. What are you? It's so frustrating that, that people with no creativity feel the need to try to hijack other people's creativity and change it into garbage and ruin it, you know? What was it? I think it was, what's that guy's name? Something Martin, the guy who wrote the Lord of the Thrones. What is it? Game of Thrones. A Song of Fire and Ice, all those things. I saw him once talking about, I didn't see him, I saw him a video of him talking about how how ridiculous it is that there are these writers who always want to take some famous, super successful book or script or whatever and then make it their own, as if this unknown person who just has some writing job where they're just there. Somehow they're going to improve on the person who wrote the thing originally, who got super famous and made it and got all these fans involved in it, and these people just ruin it because they're trying to make it theirs and screw it up. Anyway, I want to say, massive support to like Henry Cavill and Ryan Reynolds and all these guys who are trying to, trying to make something that sticks to that sticks to the original creative thing that got fans involved in it. Not screwing it up, because there's so many people screwing stuff like that up today. Anyway, I think it's really cool that those guys are doing it, and it sucks that they have such a hard time and have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. But I'm happy those guys are doing it. Let's see, where are we? Yeah. Okay. Wizard of the North said everything is made for the lowest common denominator. It's not even just made for the lowest common denominator. And this is what I learned when I was doing the robot toy stuff. Now it's not guaranteed that this is what's going on with these writers and TV shows and movies, but I suspect it's kind of the same thing, probably the same thing going on. So when I was doing the robot toy thing, I had a lot of people interested in it through my YouTube videos. And, I was getting all this attention and, or at least my invention was getting all this attention, right? And then there were all these marketing guys and designers and engineers who didn't have any attention. They didn't have anything that they created that was like getting all this attention, right? And then they would see me and be like, "Oh, you get all the attention." And they kept wanting to take the thing that I'd invented and change it so that they could say, "Aha, now it's mine. I've done it. So I've gotten all this attention." And I would have no problem with that if they were adding actual value to the thing. But they were doing it just to change something. Like they would change something just so they could say, "I did that." Not because they had any idea of how it could be changed or improved, just so they could go in there and try to scrape out some credit for themselves. And they were so focused on getting this credit, they put no effort into actually improving the thing, which was super frustrating. So I'm thinking a lot of these changes, all of these screw ups that these writers are doing on these TV shows and movies, they're doing it so they can say, "I wrote that. That was mine. I claim it. Lord of the Rings, I wrote it." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just because you rewrote a few lines and screwed up a bunch of the script does not mean you wrote Lord of the Rings, But these people have no morality. They don't care about, I don't know. They don't care about whether or not they've actually done anything good. All they care about is bragging rights. So they don't care if they've done anything good or bad. It's just they just want to put their stupid stamp on anything and say, "It's mine." It's just useless people. Have nothing. They can't. Yeah. Anyway. Do you make your own cement somehow, like the Romans did? I do not make my own cement. However, I do want to at some point in the future when I have more time. There's lots of seashells around here, and if you heat up seashells are limestone. So if you heat up seashells correctly, then throw them in water. They what's it called? Slake. You slake them, and then they go through this reaction and make a bunch of bubbles, and they basically turn into cement. They turn into quicklime, which is old style cement. And I totally want to do that. I want to do a whole bunch of things like that. I also want to do a lot more clay stuff. Like, I kind of wish I had, I wish I had like 10 clones of me so I could go up here and, mosquito. Yeah, murder. So I could go up on the hill, dig out a bunch of this clay and just make bricks. I want to spend like a month just making bricks and firing them and tiles. I think that would be so fun, but I don't have time for that kind of thing yet. But yeah, there are a lot of things like that I want to do myself. But yeah, I just don't have time yet. Wizard of the North said, I was reading an article from the creators of The Sopranos, I think. Dude, don't worry if you screw up some details. I'm sure I screw up so many details in the stories I tell. Anyway, he was saying that all his scripts are getting rejected because they're too smart. People don't want to watch intelligent shows. Well, that is also true. That is another thing. Yeah, if you wanna write something and you want, it depends what you're going for. Like if you want a big audience, you just got to make it dumb. But like, I guess this is something I always have to think about whenever I'm making these videos, or like when I made the Adventure Builder movie. I have to think, why am I doing this? Am I trying to get a bigger audience, or am I trying to do something valuable? And I always decide I would rather do something valuable than have a big audience. So if this guy who is writing The Sopranos wants to do something more intelligent, maybe he just has to, not go through Hollywood and, do an independent thing. I would personally much rather do a small independent thing that is true to what is this. Let me just, is this. To thine own self be true, right? Yeah, I would much rather not make money and not have a big audience and do what I really think is right rather than have a big audience. But yeah, if you're trying to get a big audience, you really do have to dumb things down. Vasco Zuzus, man, haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing good. Okay, Crazy Days says, so does that mean you didn't like my comment? LOL. I don't know. What was your comment? Was it the, let's see. Is it the comment about being hard on myself? No, I think it's perfectly valid comment. And I think it was actually kind of a nice comment because it gave me something to talk about here. Unless your comment was something else. I don't know. No, I thought it was, I don't know. I didn't even know what the comment was. I don't know what the comment was. I can't tell you if I don't like it. But I probably think it's fine. See, here's another thing that I think people often get confused with me. I'm very blunt about things. And when people meet me, sometimes they think I'm angry with them or just like trying to crap on them when I'm really just making some observation or commenting on something. Because I think it's interesting or useful or valuable thing. Yeah, people get offended too easily. I think we should be able to talk about things. Like if someone makes a comment, I don't know. You did ask, so that's good. Yeah, but yeah, I'm probably fine with your comment. But I don't know. Maybe you can let me know what it was. Quadrant, you still have one of the spider robots boxed. One of those spider robots. None of I can make one. Yeah, I would prefer people to just feel free to say whatever. I mean, don't go around being a complete dick or something. But generally speaking, just say, if you got something to say it, man. It's totally cool. Wizard of the North says Game of Thrones. Oh, and yeah, I did not feel offended or upset or anything about the, what was it called? Go easy on yourself, hard on yourself. Anyway, Wizard of the North says Game of Thrones is the worst example of a show being dumbed down. The first 4 seasons were character driven. First season had one action scene. It was a minute long. The acting was the dialogue, or the action was the dialogue. Yeah, I didn't watch all of Game of Thrones. I did watch some of it, bits and pieces. I don't know. I'm not a big TV guy. Quadrant says Roman cement is volcanic ash, lime, and water. Yeah, I would love to make some. Yeah. Wizard of the North says, but the last few seasons, all they focused on was the actions. Oh, you son of a... Yeah, I am so over fight scenes. Like movies that are just like one long fight scene. Oh, it's so boring. I get so bored. I remember when I watched the first, what was it? The first Matrix. I was like, "Whoa, man, that was awesome." And then the second Matrix was just like fight scene after fight scene after fight scene of like, look how cool I am with my jacket and my jumping off the walls and na. Look, fight scene. It was just so, like, I don't care, man. I just don't care. Like, fight scenes should not be that long. If fight scenes are all that's there, there's just nothing to stimulate the brain. Let's see. Mr. B Impossible says, I really like your positive negative stream that you did the other day. I had a friend. What does it bring you? Wait, I had a friend. What does it bring you up, brings you down? I added people, places, and things. I think some of that was a typo, but yes, now I remember what you're talking about, the positive and the negative, how some people are stuck in the positive zone and some people are stuck in the negative zone. And the people who are stuck in the positive zone have just a much better experience than the people who are always comparing themselves to the worst. And the positive people are always comparing themselves to the best they can be. Yeah. Wizard of the North says 200 characters is not enough. Yeah. Though I seem to be the only one who has a problem with sending messages that are too long. Oh, Wizard of the North, you keep casting those long message spells. I like them. Mr. B Impossible says, what doesn't bring you up brings you down. People, places, things. Ah, yes. Well, yeah, there are a lot of things that can bring you down. Yeah. Honey, wait, Hone-eyed Otis. Oh, wait. Sorry. I want to read this honey-eyed Oasis. I really want to read this honey-eyed Otis, but I know it's not. I'm just going to call you honey-eyed Otis, even though that's not what it says. Would be fun seeing some sort of primitive tech Jaimie series. Oh, I do have a lot of primitive tech. Oh, why don't I have a shirt? I answered this at the beginning. I live on a tropical island. I am on a tropical island. When you live on a tropical island, shirts are 100% optional. If you're wearing underwear on a tropical island, you are overdressed. That's all I'm saying. I wear a shirt like if I'm outside and there's bugs or I'm trying to stay out of the sun or something. But like inside my house, it's always warm. I generally don't wear a shirt at my house. And people generally don't wear shirts. I mean, if you're working in the dirt or something, yeah, but like you go visit someone at their house, often they're just not wearing shirts. So sorry, man. Different culture than I guess where you are. Although I guess it's already like that. Yeah. John Schlick said, John Schlick says, I made my own bricks. I am making 400 school bus yellow bricks for pavers for my driveway. I make a batch of about 50 pounds a week. Are these clay bricks? I totally want to hear about your bricks. Are they clay? Yeah. Mr. Landfill says Scooter to Cool, they all got stolen. I missed them. Oh, why don't I have a shirt? They all got stolen. Yeah, all my shirts got stolen. Tanya Ball says, you're an inspiration, dude. Oh, that's the best. Thank you. Positive energy and good vibe sent. Well, thank you very much. Dude, that's the best. That's good to hear. Thank you. Like being a good inspiration, that's high praise. That's awesome. Wizard of the North says, enlist your kids in making clay bricks. I'm sure they'll love collecting clay and filling molds. Well, they do make a lot of clay stuff. They haven't really done it in a while, but they used to give me one thing that was really popular was these little clay cookies, and they would get me to fire them like when I was cooking, because they were small enough I could put them in the fire. When the cooking was done, get the fire going at the right temperature, drop a few things in there, and yeah, we fired a whole bunch of things like little circle cookies, plates, little bowls, like little doll stuff. And I did several years ago do an experiment where I fired a bunch of bricks, and some of them actually came out really strong. The ones I got hot enough. Yeah, I should get my kids to do some more clay stuff. I don't even have to get them to do it. I just have to mention it, like, hey, I was thinking about making some clay cups. And one of them will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. They spend all day just making stuff and doing stuff like that. It's already pretty cool. Or Karma, I haven't seen you in a while, man. How's it going? Crazed Day said, don't be so hard on yourself. Yes, okay, that was the comment I thought. Dude, totally fine comment. I take no offense. It actually gave me something to talk about. So thank you for the comment. Quadrant says, I hope your toe is healing up well. Oh, my toe is doing great. It's the only time I've noticed it in the last week is when I step like on a rock or a piece of Lego or I step on something right at that toe. Cause I think I broke my toe, I don't know, a month ago or something. But yeah, other than that, it's like I can run around on it. I don't normally notice it. It seems to be totally fine. Crazed Day says, man, this is way later. Sorry, I'm off to make s'mores? No, man, I was just kidding with you. No problem. Go make some s'mores, man. Tony Simmons says, hello. Hello, Tony Simmons. Crazed Day says, comment was, be glad you didn't make all 24 before. Okay, so it was a different comment maybe. Anyway, comment says, this is a different Crazed Days comment. Be glad you didn't make all 24 before figuring out that the tongue was too big. Don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, I didn't actually read that comment. Yeah, but it's totally fine. But I am glad I didn't make all 24 before. I'm going to make probably a lot more than 24. Oh, you know what I realized today? So I'm making these bricks for a seawall. But then I was like, wait a minute, I'm also building what's it called? A retaining wall up on the top of the hill here. I could totally use those for that too. They're about the right size, and yeah, I think they'll totally work for that too. I'll probably use them for that. I don't know, I'll think about it. Let's see, not sure if it's just me, but the connection is poor. Yeah, man, the connection is poor. I need to have a word with some people. The connection's been poor for like a week and a half, and it was supposed to be, fixed, supposedly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, yeah. Tanya Ball says, they didn't have live feeds for years and years when I first started. All right, we're gonna have to end this pretty soon. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up before this gets too frustrating. Thank you, Tanya Ball. Jason R says, hello, Jaimie. What's going on, man? Wendy says, whether someone wishes to take advice or not, taking the advice is up to the receiver. If the giver wants to give it, so what? If the intention is good. Yeah, getting advice can be pretty freaking annoying, though. Like when you're trying to do something and someone's nattering in your head. I mean, if someone wants to give advice on YouTube videos, I mean, make all the comments you want because it's my choice to either read them or not. But there is definitely a place for comments, advice, and a place for no advice. Do you ever preserve any food in jars? Yeah, man. Check out. I got a jar of raisins. I did not dry them out. Although I'm on the hunt for some, what's it called? Grapes. I'm on the hunt for some sea grapes. Not right this minute, but I also have peanut butter in a jar. I didn't make that either. Although I do sometimes make peanut butter and I reuse the same jars. But yeah, I don't have any super fancy preservation food stuff. My fanciest food thing is Bubbles, my sourdough, which makes my nice sourdough bread. Oh yeah, so tasty. Which I'm about to have for dinner. Well, some of that and some other stuff. Let's see. Thought about doing any cooking type quick vids. Are you asking me? Should I? Yeah, someone's. All right. I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a minute. This is just getting stupid. Okay, let's wrap this up in a minute. This is just getting stupid. Okay, let's just go through these real quick. Sorry for my internet issues. I gotta have a many words with someone. A partial Facebook link to a post about the bricks. Yes, they are real bricks, but you skipped it by implying you didn't see it. So I can message you the link on Facebook. A partial Facebook link to a post. Well, I can't click on links here. I don't know. Did you post a link here? I don't know. How is your first seawall holding up? My first seawall is holding up great. Yeah, it's doing great. YouTube does not allow links. Ah, it's not my fault. Very good. Jaimie's going to unleash his mojo on his internet provider. Yeah, there's someone there's a middleman I have to deal with who just keeps changing a freaking setting, and I need to be, yeah. Anyway. It's John Schlick and Mr. Landfill. That's why I feel that Jaimie needs a Discord. That would be an easy way to share ideas. Maybe, I don't know. I don't spend much time on the internet. Like, most of my time on the internet is either uploading a video, what I'm doing right now, and like, that's almost it, you know. Mr. Landfill, I messaged it on Facebook, and it was a partial link, so I thought it would be okay. I left all the first part off. Okay. I'd love to see a Jaimie cooking show, says Wizard of the North. Very good, very good. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, like some quick meals that are his favorite would be cool. I'm sure loads would find interesting. Okay, I'm going to try to do that then. I know there exists some already. No worries. Have a great night. Yeah, I have done a few cooking things. All right, I'm gonna get out of here before this thing disconnects me again. Let me just check that I've gotten through all the comments. Okay, I'm at the end of comments. All right, everyone, have a great night or morning or whatever you got, wherever you are. And I am gonna get out of here. And John, your link just showed up. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm getting out of here before it disconnects me. Quick, hit the button.